Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you my Pyra Cup Nations video because it's not going to be an overview. I'm not going to go through all of the list and the things like that. And I just want to give the disclaimer reminder I'm not a pro player. These are just my opinions and thoughts from somebody that notices patterns in esports and the games I keep up with and gets to yapping about it. And, well, I don't think it's safe to do my video again in which I was like, oh, these are my underdog picks for tourney season, like I did for like LVO and Nottingham, because I really need to see what happens with Codex Eldari and Guard. I need that to become, this needs to come in play, and I think that's where everybody is at with that. Now, we have 8 teams for Pyro Cup that will be coming up this weekend. I believe I'm releasing this on the 20th. Yeah, let's go with that. Probably the 20th. Um, but looking through the teams, I am not gonna lie, very confused this time around because, as again, I'm not a pro player. So if you disagree with me, that's fine. Uh, People playing no better than me, but I will say I am confused at how much punch has been consumed. People are drinking the damn punch on some of these, and I am perplexed at some of these picks and options for teams. And this isn't necessarily like a call out thing, like, why are you doing this thing? But I'm just surprised. Like, for example, we have Tyrannage 3 times over with Tom Lohman. There was Ron, and we have Team USA Tyrannage. None of them are Crusher Stampede. In fact, 2 of them, including Sam Pope, are Vanguard Onslaught, and Ron is Invasion Fleet, right? And like you go, oh, you just want to talk about the bug? Yeah, like I know the bugs the most out of the factions, right? So that's the one I'm going to talk about. And if I'm being honest, I like Ron's list. Okay, I like Ron's list. Nidge in this meta, pretty funny. But out of the list, yeah, that's the one that I'm probably going for. And you're just like, but Monster, I thought you hate Invasion Fleet. Don't you like Vanguard Onslaught? I do. That's exactly why I am confused about Vanguard Onslaught being the take. Like, I'm not sure what I've heard whisperings, and if anybody has further insight on this, please drop below. But I've heard whisperings that fellow Tyranid players have deluded ourselves into believing that Vanguard Onslaught is the counter to Slanesh. I don't know how we landed there. I really don't. But I'd be I'm very willing to see that play out after this weekend. I want to see if that's actually the case. If we have the ace in the hole block for Legion of Excess, but I'm not seeing that. Like I get it in the sense that you can't activate Demonettes and Fiends with the Seductive Gambit into Broodlord Gene Stealers and feel okay. But you could just bring Broodlord Gene Stealers into any other detachment. Okay, maybe not Crusher Stampede. And have better benefits. But then you go with the Advance and Charge that you get in Vanguard Onslaught, which, I don't know, giving Broodlord Gene Stealers a 5-up Feel No Pain into Slanesh just sounds more apt. And then crits on 5s and things like that. So I'm trying to figure out if that's actually the reasoning. Because I can't see why else you would bring Vanguard Onslaught Tyrannage over Crusher Stampede Staple for the skew. Or even, I'm just saying, probably would have good times throwing people off with Assimilation Swarm. I'm just saying. But hey, that's that. But like going to even a team that, hey, I know I don't say it often, and a lot of time, I am American, so rooting for Team USA, right? I don't know what's going on here, and the fact that everybody's list wants to go forward. This is Skitarii Hunter cohort. This is Vanguard Onslaught. Grey Knights are Grey Knights. Eldari are. This is Aspect Host, and Eldari are now trying to go forward. We have Adeptus Astartes, Stormlance, right? Stormlance, okay. Orcs, Tactical Brigade, Bridgehead Strike, and Creations of Bile, right? Right. So I I'm trying to find out like what's the block here? Like what's the brick? What's the stat check of the that's kind of funny to say stat check after going over Anthony's list there. But joke funny haha aside for the moment there. I'm I am confused and I don't know who beats something like Sweden having Chaos Knights and Necrons. Now, to that point, I've been a very verbal, hey, everybody is overrating the fuck out of Star Shatter Arsenal. Necrons, semi player, because that's my second faction. Um, and I guess you weren't going to take Hypercrypt Legion, right? You weren't going to take that. I should say the two, or is it three Necrons players? I could literally just do this. Necrons. Oh, that's right. That would put me with all the list again. Either way, I'm pretty sure all the Necrons here are Star Shatter. You got our note, and was it just two? I believe it was just two. If I'm missing a third, or I could, what am I doing? What I could just do this. Ha ha ha. Yeah, there's only two, and both of them are Star Shatter, and I'm guessing maybe Vanguard Onslaught Tyrannid are the turn off Star Shatter. Maybe that's the thing. But at the same time, all of these lists do that. So like I'm very confused. And that's not like to say like a confused as in the oh, how do they expect to win confused? It's just I'm really trying to understand what what the matchup matrix pairings thing is going to look like. Because I understand you, I don't know who's the stopper, right? Like I guess that Skitarii Hunter cohort might be the stopper. But beyond that, all of these are pressure lists. Okay, maybe not the Grey Knights, right? Maybe not Grey Knights, but they were score. This is Warpbane, yeah. So there's that, I guess. But going past that, my top three that I'm interested in watching, or maybe not watching because I don't know who if somebody's streaming this. I don't know. But my I guess top three out of eight is kind of a wide margin, huh? So I don't know, but I'm looking at Team Poland B, Germany, and ooh, what's my other one? I did previously say France, not like on camera, but France was also up there. So I guess I'll throw them back here again. But like for example, there's Death Guard here, and I don't know who handles Death Guard out of Team USA. I know I keep coming back to Team USA, but again, like that's who I'm probably rooting for. So like that's why it keeps coming back. It's just like, oh no, the guys are gonna have to get past Death Guard and Chaos Knights. And to that extent, that's kind of why I put. Uh, wait, was it Sweden? Was my other one Sweden? Do 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 do. I don't think it was. Either way, but like Poland B has Death Guard. We have Adeptus Astartes looking at Vanguard Spearhead Ultramarines, which we know is good. Creations of Bile, if I remember correctly. Yep. Okay. And GSC. This is one of the interesting ones that I'm like, oh wait, Biosaintic Brood Surge can wreck face here. Can wreck absolute face here. Like the things that you will be able to pair this into, I have a lot of faith. Now, the one thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is that these aren't max bricks of aberrants. I think that's my spaghettios, where there I'm not looking at max aberrant bricks. Now, GSC players have figured out the points for resurgence points better than I have, so maybe that's the new wave. But I'm looking at Death Guard, Vanguard Ultramarines, Creations of Bile, Eldari. Which one was this one again? This was Aspect Host with Azurman, Baharoth, Fuegan, and an Artark. I see that nobody's taking the Avatar anymore, which kind of makes me sad. Chaos Knights, Warpbane Task Force Grey Knights, right? Yes. And Chaos Demons, which is indeed Legion of Excess. Like, this is a composition that you go, yeah, so you're talking about how could you not just take all the good things, right? And like, I get it. It's kind of a cop out for me to be like, yeah, that's a lot of good things, but we're looking at Chaos Knight, which is the toughness skew. Death Guard does have Mortarion, right? If this, I believe all the Death Guard lists have Mortarion. Has Mortarion and Typhus, Predator Destructors, Plagueverse Crawlers, Poxwalkers. Yeah, I'm looking at this like I don't know how some other teams are going to deal with it. In truth, I don't know how they're going to deal with it. And then like it's just this isn't like a dig at anybody. I'm like really trying not to. But like some of the things where I was just first looking at things and I was very confused. I was like, why did they put Tom Lohman on Tyrannage? Why isn't he on GSC? And then I saw Danny Porter's on GSC. And for that, Tom Lohman is also on Vanguard on Slot Tyrannage. And I'm looking at this like, wouldn't this be perfect for him to be on Drukari right now? No bullshit. Wouldn't him being on Drukari right now be perfect? Now, I don't know what the internal team talks are, but I think him on Drukari might have been a really good opportunity here. Now, I am biased in the sense that, hey, uh, I like the weird picks, but I mean, I guess Vanguard Onslaught Tyranid is still the weird pick. But as a Tyranid player, I'm just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Not not against Tom, but I don't have faith in Vanguard Onslaught Tyranids. I've said that time and time again, but it's just like the clock is ticking on that. It's good for us for a couple of weeks, and then we turn around and start getting clapped up by some random shit. And it's like, well, I guess we put that one back in the pocket. Like it always happens. We might get a month and a half of use out of that detachment at a time. But I am again willing to be proven wrong if that's the thing. But then you do have Danny Porter on GSC. So I like the skew. And it wasn't what I expected. This isn't Biosaintic, right? Right? Yeah, it's Host of Ascension. Then I saw the double Benefactus, which I guess the Benefactus is good now because another list had triple Benefactus, if I remember correctly. Um, and yeah, it is the Swarm host that Floof was running, I believe. I probably shouldn't say that without double checking what that list is, but I know there was a lot of bodies, and I'm looking at a lot of bodies. So I mean, like, and again, like, there's a 300 point break of aberrants to go with all this madness. So this looks terrifying, and you're like, you're probably just overrating GSE, maybe. maybe that's the case. This is a video a bit more talking about talking about it. Really, I don't have a podcast or stream. I mean, I could stream this, but you know, I don't have that thing where I'm going back and forth talking about this. So this is what you get, the video version of me yapping about, man, what's going on here? So Team England, I also am like, well, where's the stopping point, right? That's that's where I'm confused. I think maybe I'm overvaluing a durability skew out of team list. Maybe that could be me overrating that. So I'll put that out there. But yeah, that's where I'm like, well, how do you take a punch? Like who takes the punch, right? Looking at Team France, I put them up there, and well, they'll do that, and that's not just because they won WTC, right? France won WTC this past year, right? Yeah, we'll give them the win in my memory, as far as I remember, right? So yeah, it's not just because of that, but looking at it, I like kind of what's going on there. I like the Votan pick. I do like the Votan pick. Uh, and then like looking at it, I was like, oh wait, hold on. There's these are deliberate ratios, right? You look at 10 berserks, 10 berserks, 5 Jaegers, pioneers, max pioneers, half pioneers, land fortress, triple sagittars. We're not looking at like 6 sagittars. So that tells me there's a reason for that, right? It's not just max bricks. When the ratios are specific like that, to me, my spidey sense goes, huh, that seems tested. That seems pretty tested into something, and I don't know what that thing is yet. I don't think that's Slanesh. I don't. Maybe it's Bridgehead. Maybe it's Bridgehead. How many land forts? It was double. Was it double or triple? Double. Maybe double land forts, triple Sagittar could be Bridgehead. It can't be Eldari, right? I don't think it's Eldari. But, you know, there's that. And I will say, it's just, I don't understand the Star Shatter bringing. But, I mean, again, I do. Because you aren't going to go Hypercrypt. I I know this is again my bias showing. But I think I would have looked at the current space and been more up on Necrons if they bring Awakened or Canoptic. I think I would have been higher on that for that. But everybody's played into Star Shatter now. Star Shatter still isn't winning the amount of tournaments it should, given the amount of people playing fucking Star Shatter. So that means people know how to play into Star Shatter. So that's why I get worried about the two Necrons at the event that have brought Star Shatter. But, you know, I don't want to keep poking at France where it seems like the French. I'm not doing that. So moving on. Germany. This one, I am high on Nicholas's ability. Uh, had one of my favorite demons list in, was that also WTC? No. Was it WCW? Can't remember, but it was the Bellacore and Kairos list. Took down a GT, and then also had a decent record at whatever event I'm thinking about. I can't remember at the moment. But if you're gonna ask somebody to pilot demons, I'll believe in this triple Keeper of Secrets, Legion of Excess build. Like you have my attention. I'm surprised there's no Torment Bringer Chariot person, and that we've gone to Seekers. And we've also brought some screamers and also blue scribes. Uh interesting inclusions on that. Interesting inclusions on that. But, you know, yeah, it might be the thing. These might be the text. Might be the text. Who else on Germany did I want to address? Let's go to this Votan list too. Yeah, Hearthkin, Berserks, Jaegers, Pioneers, Landfort, Sagittars. So, this isn't necessarily a point against, but how I was saying, like, this is an example of what I mean where it's not just max squads in the other example. There's a reason for those ratios. Like, there is a reason for those ratios. We have max squads here, and I don't value that any less per se, but in the other one, it's like, nah, there's a reason that you put together specifically 10-10-5, 10-5, or what was it? No, 6-3 or whatever, right? There's a reason behind that. So I I'm not a Votan player, so I don't recognize Votan player names. But if this is your Votan player goat, hey, maybe that's the case. Going over to Chaos Knights, it's probably going to be exactly this, right? But at the same time, who is dealing with this, right? Who's dealing with War Dog spam out of some of these opposing team lists? Do you hope that you can bridgehead? Well, actually, we'll go up this way because that's going to the future, right? But who does it? Is it hoping that the Eldari Fire Dragons can do it in enough turns? Is it hoping that Oath will carry? Is it Bios Hanktic Brood Church? And again, Bridgehead Eldari Fire Dragon? Do we have Fire Dragons here? Yeah, is it Fire Dragons to do it for 100 points? Can you get through that fast enough? I don't know. So, to see that Chaos Knights fell out of people's ideas, I don't know. Then we go to Orcs. Orcs right here, kind of interesting, right? Tactical Brigade. We're looking at Beast Nega Boys, right? More Beast Nega Boys because they do have a Feel No Pain, giving them stealth and the benefit of cover. Pretty decent, right? We got Mech Captain on the Big Mech and Mega Armor, so we can bring Flash Gits, and that they will have access to being brought back. Gretchen, Tank Busters, Trucks, good things. Storm Boys, actually, more Storm Boys than I paid attention to the first go round. I thought it was only two. I think I scrolled too fast. Yeah, 4 units of Storm Boys. Hmm. I am a Swifty. Please talk with me about her great music. All right, Christian. I hope somebody does that with you. Interesting. So there's that. But yeah, ah, uh, I don't know how some people are going to handle some things out of Team Germany. Like, and at that point too, there's also the caveats of the layout of the board and the mission. So we'll see that too, I guess. Like, if Chaos Knights just get completely screwed by board layout, I mean, that's also why you're playing teams, so that shouldn't happen. But like, there's that too. Going over this one was an interesting one because we have Custodes Solar Spearhead, which I guess are acting as the Crusher Stampede Chaos Knights kind of spiel, right? What list was this? Also had Angelic Inheritors. So this was interesting, right? And I think I am just looking at like what is your rock? What is your block? Not a block because I should stop using that term in this phrase in this situation because blocker is more so like the point block. But I'm thinking, who is your durability skew? Let me accurately say that. Who is your durability skew? And The Solar Spearhead, maybe, maybe can act as that because I am liking some of the ratios in the sense of yes, take Wardens, right? You got Trajan, Blade Champion, only one Telemon, and two Venerable Contemptor Dreadnoughts. Now, I'm not too much of a fan of bringing several of these, but it is interesting that we filled, instead of a Land Raider that I've still been like, hey, you should try a Land Raider. Uh, we're going for Prosecutors, Virtus Praetors, and Witch Seekers. That'll be. I am assuming they felt that they didn't have enough points or point scoring or ease of point scoring. That's maybe why we're here. And that's not like a knock. Sometimes you look at your list and you go, "Damn, I survived, but I couldn't score shit." So maybe that's how we're here. That's just my guess. But yeah, I'm curious why this isn't like Shield Host to an extent. Yeah. Huh. I don't know. I don't know. And then Angelic Inheritors, Blood Angels. I'm so glad that everybody's kind of woken up because that shit was stupid. I'm still mad about that. I try not to get mad every time I have to read Angelic Inheritors when it was just like, oh, I don't know if it's better than Liberator Assault Group. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know if it's any good. Liberator Assault Group is my favorite thing. Like I couldn't fucking comprehend the things I was hearing about fucking Angelic Inheritors. Oh my gosh. Poland A. Interesting. Interesting. Space Wolves. Space Wolves inclusion. And this is Champions of Rust. Cool. Champions of Rust. I actually had to scrap my Space Wolves video. I didn't have to, I should say. But I was in between two detachments for a Space Wolves video. And I really don't think anything besides Champions of Rust is kind of worth your attention right now, including even Stormlands. So, we'll see. We will see. We will see. Three squads of Wolfen. Interesting. All right. Poland A, Poland B. Kind of went over why I'm feeling Poland B. Sweden, Death Guard, Eldari. Uh, what was the other interesting one about Sweden? There was one thing about Sweden that I had to remember and I forgot. Was it the way that they set up their CSM? Ah, it was. Obliterators and Legionnaires. So, like, I'm assuming that we are picking +1 ballistic skill every game? Right? I mean, maybe not, but I I'm yeah. I I want to see it. I want to see it. That's not a I don't play CSM like that. So or at all. I don't know why I said it like that. So that's not to say I don't think it could do well. That's more of a huh. I was wondering when somebody was going to do the fucking tactical brigade thing for creations of bile and make it a shooting list, and I guess here we are. So we'll see about that. And then I already went over USA for the most part. So what are my overall takes? What are the pairings? It was kind of funny because yeah, at first I was like, yeah, Team Poland, B or Team France, and then they're immediately like the first fucking pairing. I was like, oh, well, one of my guesses would be immediately wrong off the offhand. So I guess we can throw my. Do I want to throw my guess on the winner of each of these on the internet right beforehand? No, that might be demoralizing to somebody that happens to watch my dumbass video. Um, so maybe not. But I will say once again, I like the things that Team Germany brought and what Team Poland B brought. I am interesting to see how everybody else decides to match up their pairings over the weekend. So yeah, that's my Pyra Cup thoughts. I don't know what else to call this video, but if you have insight, please drop it down below. If you have takes, ideas, and you're like, no, how could you not think that England is going to win it all, or Team Poland A, are you insane? Feel free, drop that below too. I would like to hear from other opinions. Maybe I am completely overseeing something. Maybe I drank the punch on durability skew. Maybe you don't need that anymore. Maybe we don't need that in this game anymore. Because I mean I guess it is a very killy meta, so to speak. So I guess everybody said fuck it. If you are just going to get double oathed by Ultramarines with Gilliman, what's the fucking point, maybe? Maybe that's the angle of it? Who knows? So yeah, let's see what happens. And yeah, those are my final thoughts about Power Cup. So, if you liked the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.